Oh,
I don't know, but yeah, on Locust.
okay. Ready? All right, I'd like to call this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board to order. If you'd stand and do the pledge of allegiance with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I see we have a quorum, missing Casey Doak this time. If I could get a motion to accept the staff report into record.
I'll make a motion to put the staff report in the record.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve or correct the minutes of the July 9th regular meeting. Have you guys have had a chance to look at that? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review of what was heard at the July 15th Board of County Commissioners meeting.
All right, so at the July 15th, 2025 Board of County Commissioners meeting, there was a conditional use permit renewal for an impound and storage yard that was requested by Troy Clark with LNP Towing and Recovery. That was approved, as well as a zone map amendment from light industrial to single family residential as requested by Carl Migliori, and a conditional use permit for an accessory structure in excess of 200% of the gross floor area of the primary structure or residence was also approved, and that was requested by Michael and Connie Mitchell.
Okay, thank you very much. We can move on into the public hearings.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. So our first public hearing that we have today is for Hector Ortega. The property owner is Orpa. Legal description here is Clearview Acres, third filing, block 9, lot 4. And then the address is 105 Ranch View Drive in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Current zoning is MH, and the infrastructure there is Fire District number 1 response area, Ranch View Drive, Rocky Mountain Power, and Clearview Improvement and Service District. So on this one, we're looking for a variance on the setback requirements because a step was missed in the permitting process. And a variance from the setback requirements will be needed for the proposed single-wide manufactured home to be located on the existing lot. I did put the size of the home on there just to kind of show that it's not, an excessive size that they're trying to put on there. It's within kind of a normal range for homes. So the required setback for the rear setback is 10 feet. In the front, the required setback is 20. An encroachment of 3 feet into the front setback and 5 feet into the rear setback is requested. Upon further review and field inspection, staff found that encroachments into the front and especially the rear setbacks are common in this area. Variances have been granted in the past to address setback issues in this neighborhood. We did have one, I got an example of one from 2014 over on Locust Drive, just a few streets over. So in that same neighborhood, there's some issues there with lot sizes being a little smaller and needing some variances for setbacks. And it appears that it might be necessary for staff to maybe adjust the setback requirements to make them more reasonable in the MH zone district. The applicant has conducted an 811 and staff has not received any negative comments from agencies or the public regarding the request for this variance. Here's our location and zoning map. And then you can see pictures of the front and the rear here for the home on the lot. If you look, you can kind of see too that especially in the rear, it really does line up with the other property or the other homes that are already out there. And then we've got our public notice posting and views to the north, south, east, and west here of the property. And that'll take us to the review criteria for the variance. And the first is that there are special circumstances or conditions fully described in the commission and board's findings, which are peculiar to the land or building for which the variance is sought and do not apply generally to land or buildings in the neighborhood and have not resulted from any act of the applicant subsequent to the adoption of the zoning resolution. So again, variance is necessary due to the small lot sizes within this neighborhood. And land use staff is looking into lessening the setback requirements here to create more appropriate setback regulations. The second one is that if this variance was not granted, would the applicant be deprived of reasonable use of the land or building? And also, is the adjustment necessary and reasonable and the minimum adjustment that will accomplish the purpose? So if this variance is not granted, then the applicant will be required to remove the manufactured home that's on the property. The setback variance proposed is also the minimum adjustment necessary for it to be brought into up to regulation or into compliance. 3, the granting of the variance is in harmony with the general purposes and intent of the zoning resolution and will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the public welfare. And the variance request will not be injurious to the neighborhood. It's pretty common in this neighborhood for that to be necessary and will provide for adequate fire distance from adjacent properties. For our public and agency comments, we have one from Jared Martin with Tesoro Logistics Northwest Pipeline stating that they're all clear there. And Mark Berry with Lumen said no issues identified, although there does appear to be copper present near the eastern edge of the property. So with that, staff recommends approval of recommendation 2508-001 with the following condition. And that is just that the variance from the 2015 Sweetwater County zoning resolution setback requirements is specific to the manufactured home that was permitted to be placed on the property only. And thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, well, thank you. Is the applicant present? If you'd like to come up and state your name and if you got any other information you can give us or answer any questions the board may have.
Well, no, the only comments that I have is that this lot, there used to be a very old mobile home that it was owned by a different person. I'm trying to improve the condition of the lot and the street. There was a lot of people complaining on this lot and across the street. The people, they had a lot of junk. So I'm trying to clean and make it better. And that's why I wanted to have a permit and everything for the new mobile home. On the picture, it looks like it needs some work on the front. And it's already fixed. It looks better now, but it has better appearance. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, just improve that area for everybody, because it used to be bad over in that street.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? Go ahead.
Cassie, I heard you mention 811, but I didn't hear the results. So the lots, where the home's located, it's clear of utilities,
Yes.
right? And then I imagine the water system is still private up there.
Yes.
So do we know, and I don't want to cause a burden, and I don't want to stop this, but just did they mark where their facilities are?
Yes,
They did? Okay.
yeah, everything it's
It's
clear.
marked? It's
Yeah.
clear? Okay. Okay. So I don't have any other questions than that. So.
And even Rocky Mountain Power, Dominion Energy or Enbridge, they already hooked up. They already did
Okay.
everything, and they say everything is fine
Okay.
on their side. Sewer and water, it's ready to
I've just seen in the past where they put in something bigger and then it crosses the line.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay. Thank you. If no other questions, I'd like to open it up to the public. If we have any public comments, one way or the other, for or against this, now's your time. Seeing none. And we have no other questions. I'd entertain a motion for approval of public hearing number one.
I make the motion to approve the public hearing number 1 for the proposed setback variance.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to public hearing number 2.
Okay, and Mr. Chair, right now we're having some issues with our Zoom link. We have an applicant who's trying to attend virtually, but we're showing some incorrect IDs and things like that. Is there any way maybe we can take 5 minutes or something and just try to get this so that they can be virtual?
Or do you want to move on to public hearing number 3?
Yeah, we could try that as well.
If it's okay with everybody else,
I'm
if
good
we
with
can
that.
move on to number 3, then we'll see if we can get that addressed.
Will you guys be able to, can we make a new link or something so that they can get in, or what do we do?
And if we need to take some time, that's fine as well. Just,
Sorry, I just. Okay. Yeah, I just sent it in a meeting. So it really, so this is what I said to him. And that's what I joined from. Okay. It just needs the top part, but. Same. It does. Okay, we'll try that and see. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we can go ahead and I'm ready for the third public hearing if that's all right still.
Okay.
Okay. So for this one, property owner is C4 Cattle Company, LLC, applicants John and Kara. And John, I'm so sorry, I don't. Amion. The legal description is approximately 61.98 acres of land in the east half of the northwest quarter of section 33, township 20, north, range 105 west. There's no current county assigned address yet. There's not a residence on the property at this time. And the current zoning right now is R2SF. Infrastructure includes Fire District Number 1 response area, 10-mile water and sewer district, and Kelly Road. Okay. All right, so the purpose of this hearing is to amend the zoning from single-family residential to rural residential to meet the needs of the property owner. So multiple other properties in the vicinity are also zoned for rural residential uses. The applicant stated that the reason for the proposed zone map amendment is basically to fit their lifestyle better. Right now, with the zoning the way it is, they really wouldn't be able to use it in the way that they would like to. They intend to put a home and outbuildings and corrals to support their family's agricultural activities like 4-H and FFA. And with the rural residential zoning, they'd be allowed to have larger outbuildings than they would in R2SF zoning. All right, so here you can see the property and then the surrounding areas. You can see the adjacent property that's also zoned for rural residential, and then a few just down the road there at the end of Kelly Road as well. Here's our images of our public notice posting, and then the view to the north, southeast, and west of the property. And into the review criteria for zone map amendment. So first, staff finds that this amendment encourages growth and development to continue in an orderly manner and in locations that contribute to the economic and social well-being of county residents. Second, the proposed zoning is suitable for the existing topography, and it does help to create a more buildable parcel. As shown in the zoning map, multiple parcels in the vicinity are also zoned for rural residential use. Third criteria is that the proposed zoning is compatible with existing or allowable uses of adjacent and neighboring adjacent properties and neighboring zoning districts. We find that it is because, there's other rural residential zoning districts out there as well. The proposed zoning can demonstrate adequate public facilities. There is access to the property via Kelly Road. Provisions for other facilities will be made during the construction permitting process. So, at the time when they go forth to put in a home or anything like that, that's when we'll look closer to, do you have water and sewer and all of those things. Fifth, the amendment shall not adversely affect adjacent properties, communities, or the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of Sweetwater County. And we have not received any negative comments on this, and the amendment does not adversely affect adjacent properties. Six, the request conforms to all applicable provisions of this resolution, and we find that it does. It meets all of the regulations and conforms with the 2015 Sweetwater County zoning resolution. We have received 2 comments. The first was from Jared Martin, again with Tesoro Logistics Northwest Pipeline. They're all in the clear there. And then an adjacent property owner did call us in, Charlotte Pruden Ross, called just to state that the Indian Knolls subdivision on Lakota has a drainage ditch that's located along the south side of the C4 Cattle Company's property boundary. And this drainage abuts Charlotte Pruden Ross's property. And she just wanted to make sure that the drainage ditch is not removed. So it's this one here. I can kind of show you guys all on the map. So this, it's this parcel. So between this parcel and this parcel, she states that there's a drainage ditch in here and she just wants to make sure that that's maintained. And that'll bring us to the staff recommendation where we recommend approval of this zone map amendment resolution or recommendation 2508-003.
Okay, thank you very much. Applicant, if you'd like to state your name and give us any more information.
Good morning. My name is John Imoni. I really don't have any more information. We've had the parcel for a couple of years now, and getting building on it is, as you guys are well aware, is a lot slower process than you ever think it's going to be. But this is our first step to try and get where we want to go. And if there's any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Questions from the board? I just have one. I guess that drainage ditch, I don't know if there's a drainage easement on the current lots there. Are you aware of that or not? Or
Yeah, I'm not aware of that. We'll have to kind of look into that and see if there's an easement, and then we'll let both property owners make sure they're aware of that.
yeah, I just want to make sure that we don't modify that in any way to make sure that your drainage is contained to your property and it's not running out onto other property as well. So I don't know if we need to put that in as a condition. But that's something I'd like to see happen with this one, if there's concern.
Okay, absolutely.
Is that a concern for you at all?
Well, I mean, the concern would be the legality of the drainage system that they've got, if they've got easements for it, or if it was just created after the fact, and where does it fit within the survey, anything like that. I mean, I have no no issue with respecting other people's property rights. But it has to be reciprocal. Nobody can have a drainage easement because they
Correct.
went and dug a drainage ditch on somebody else's ground, but no problem with that.
And it might be on a plat for that.
Right,
subdivision.
that subdivision.
That's what I'm wondering if it is or not, so. Okay, no other questions? Like to open up to public comment? Anybody that has a comment for or against, now is your time. Seeing none. Do we have any other comments, questions from the board? Then I would entertain a motion for approval of public hearing number 3.
I'll make a motion to approve public hearing number 3, zone map amendment.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We any closer on public hearing number 2?
Mr. Chair, I
Hey.
don't think so.
Do you want
Um,
to take a 5-minute break then?
Yeah, I think that'd be for
Okay.
the best.
So
I
let's
appreciate it.
take a 5-minute break and we'll re-adjourn here at let's say 10:26.
Okie doke. Wow, that was challenging.
Or I am. I guess I can't speak for these guys.
Okay, wow, technology. It's fun when it works. It's not as much fun when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready to resume?
Oh,
Yes?
yes.
Okay, all righty. Public hearing number 2.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So for this one, we're looking at another zone map amendment from agricultural to MD1, so mineral development. Property owner is Rock Springs Grazing Association. Our applicant is Joseph Amante with Clyde Companies. This is approximately 160 acres of land in the northwest quarter of Section 29, Township 19, Range 108 West. There's no address currently assigned. The current zoning is agriculture, and the infrastructure there is Green River Fire Response Area and Wyoming Highway 372. The purpose of this hearing is a zone map amendment from agricultural to mineral development to allow for expansion of the existing Laos gravel pit. The Laos gravel pit is 40 acres, which is the maximum gravel quarry size that's permitted within agricultural zoning. So they're wanting to expand this pit, and for them to do that, they'll need to change the zoning. If they change it to MD1, they'll be able to do this. The intent is to expand the Laos gravel pit to 160 acres total, and that size of gravel quarry is permitted in the MD1 zone district with just an approved gravel mining permit that'll be through our office. Here's a zoning map of the area there, and you can see that it's largely agricultural out there, but there's also lots of MD1 zoning as well, including directly adjacent to the area that we're looking to rezone. We've got our public notice posting out there, and then the views to the north, south, east, and west. And we'll jump into the criteria then. The first is that the amendment is consistent and compatible with the current resolution and the comprehensive plan, and staff finds that it is. The second is that the proposed zoning is suitable for the existing topography, creates buildable lots. The area already has large amounts of MD1 zoned land surrounding the existing gravel pit. We find that this, is a suitable change there. And that it's, the topography is suitable as well. 3, the proposed zoning is compatible with existing or allowable uses of adjacent properties and neighboring zoning districts. As you saw, the parcel is surrounded by agricultural and mineral development districts, so we do find that the uses would be compatible. 4th, there are adequate public facilities already located on the existing property because there is a 40-acre gravel pit out there already. So existing facilities are adequate. 5, the amendment shall not adversely affect adjacent properties, communities, or the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of Sweetwater County. We've also not received any negative comments on this proposal. The amendment does not adversely affect adjacent properties either. And the request does conform to all applicable provisions of the Sweetwater County zoning resolution. We had a couple of comments from different agencies. So the first was Aaron Bowling with Rocky Mountain Power. Just asked, please be cognizant of Rocky Mountain Power's transmission line that runs through the southeast portion of this area. I did forward this on to the applicant, and Joseph responded that they have an internal standard for working next to power lines, transmission lines, and have offsets to avoid any impact, and stated that he'd reach out to Rocky Mountain Power and verbalize that the projected impacts, verbalize the projected impacts and see the mine plan. We'll see if it needs to be modified. The transmission lines on the property should not impact the zoning change, and they're excited to move forward. Jared Martin with Tesoro Logistics Northwest Pipeline said that they're in the clear, and Mark Berry with Lumen said we look to have copper in the right of way on 372, but that there's no conflict. And with that, staff will recommend approval of recommendation 2508-002. And as you all know, we have the applicant attending virtually. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. The applicant, if you'd like to introduce yourself and give us any additional insight or comments that you may have. Maybe.
It looks like you're muted, Joseph.
I believe you're muted still.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
There we go. Thank you.
Apologies for that. Yep. My name is Joseph Monte. I'm sorry. I've been in the mining industry over 10 years. This parcel is kind of fun. We have been working extensively with the Wyoming Game and Fish. This is a pronghorn migration corridor. So we have modified some of our practices and aligned with theirs to make sure that we're not impacting any of those pathways or corridors for the pronghorn. At this time, we will abandon a piece of the parcel closest to the highway, and that should account for the Rocky Mountain Power and any right-of-ways close to that highway. So excited to move forward with this. The community at large has been requesting the gravel, and that's why we're asking for the expansion, because we've seen the need in the community. And we hope that we're good neighbors to Sweetwater County and look forward to the expansion.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Comments?
Question. So, the gentleman here is working to abandon, his project near the Rocky Mountain Power right away. If he said, is there any documents in place that will protect that in the future? If they sell or that goes over to somebody else, that if we don't create something that could eventually be used for mining, and we've all seen it on Highway 84 down by Morgan, Utah. All those.
Yeah, it's a great
Sitting there.
question. And good. If someone was to buy the property out from under us, they would have to get a reapproved mine plan. So it would have to go to Rocky Mountain Power again
Okay.
for their approval. So there should not be conflict in the future if this does not remain with us.
Okay, perfect. I'm good.
Thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'd like to open it up to the public for any comments. For or against. I see we have another individual online and I see they're muted. Are they on for comments or?
Yeah, my name is Bill King. I'm here to support the CUP, the change of mine plan to the MD1 zone. So I'm in full support.
Okay, thank you. I will close public comment. Any other comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve public hearing number 2.
I'll make a motion to approve public hearing number 2.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Do we have any other business to discuss?
So, Mr. Chair, we were planning on having a little bit of P&Z training today led by Eric, but he's unable to be here with us today. So we'll have to, schedule that for another time. Also, just want to mention that the 45-day comment period has passed for our notice of intent for the language amendments that we proposed previously. And so that will be being certified in the Board of County Commissioners meeting that's going to be happening next week. And then that's all we've got.
Okay. Well, hearing no other business, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
The motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So we're tabling
Thank you.
training or postponing that?